What's going on, guys? Sal here, and I want to give my final thoughts on Drake's album Scorpion. I'll get into it right after this. Welcome back, guys. If this is your first time here, my name's Sal. It's nice to meet you. Consider subscribing if you like reaction, rating, and reviews of the newest music. Top 10 Thursdays is a new feature I'm rolling out. Or if you like life tip videos, consider subscribing if any of those pique your interest. But for now, I want to give my final thoughts on Drake's new album Scorpion. I just reviewed it yesterday. The link's up. I'll link it right here, the link to the video. But I want to give my final thoughts now that I got to digest it, listen to it again. It was a lot to listen to all at once. But now that I've had some time and another second to third listen to on some of these songs, I want to give it another chance, another fair review since I digested it. So first off, what I want to say is I think that he could have shortened the album a lot. It was 25 songs. I think that's a lot, Drake. Like, honestly, I think that's too many songs. When I'm going through it again, there's all the songs that I'm listening to. I'm not really skipping them just because I'm a Drake fan. But at the same time, after a while, there's going to be ones that grow on me and ones that I just don't want to hear. He had 25 tracks on this. You're going to keep the God's Plan and the Nice for it, of course. Honestly, I'm upset you can get rid of. I'd say he can probably cut this thing down to 15 songs tops. Like, 15 songs tops, and all those songs would be great. I think one thing that really bugged with me was on the second half of it, I already listened to the whole side A, so it was a lot of songs I was listening to, and the second half was just long because it was a lot of R&B in a row, which is fine, but after just listening to 15 songs in a row, and now you're going to give me 6 R&B in a row before you get to, I think it was the Blue Tint that kind of pepped it up on that B-side, it was like, okay, this is kind of getting slow and boring. So I think splitting the album into two makes sense because it doesn't flow together at all. They're two separately different things for the most part. But I think kind of making just one concise album a little smaller and including everything on it. So, I mean, kind of like More Life, how More Life strolled it. That had more summer jams, but kind of just starting out with some of those A-sides and then flipping them with the B-sides. So it's like, okay, yeah, this is a good transition into the R&B a little bit instead of just going all at once. And the other thing I noticed was like Blue Tint on that album and a few others on the B-side. They weren't R&B, so I'm not sure why they were on there. But when they were on there, it was like they piqued your interest because they were different. So I think if you had that whole concept throughout the album and you made it a little shorter, I think this would have been a lot more concise album. I think it was too long. I stand with my 7 out of 10 rating. Once again, if you want to see my rating and reaction and review of Scorpion, I'll link it up right up here somewhere. But I'm going to stand by that 7 out of 10 rating. I think that overall it was a heavy album. It's a lot. You can't really listen to the whole thing at once and just sitting there. I mean, I did the other day, but it was a lot. I think Drake on the front side is airing some things out on part A. He mentions, that's where he first mentions his son. He mentions his baby mama at one point. He mentions kind of some things at Pusha, not directly, but a little bit, and he kind of gets arrogant. So he's kind of just flowing, being free. But I think he sounds loose on that side, which is something from Views and if you're reading this, it's too late. And a lot of his other projects that we don't really see him being loose. And with the God's Plan and the Nice for What, that's kind of flowing. So you can kind of see this coming. I'm upset, kind of threw it off a little, but for the most part, that side A, he's loose. He feels confident again. And the backside's R&B. He's getting in his bag again. I mean, it starts with Peak. Peak's a great song. I like that one a lot. And then he just goes down the list, and he's got the MJ joint on there. That one was great. The Ty Dolla song was great. And then he ends up with the March 14th. I think the March 14th is going to be a song that, I mean, maybe it doesn't get a lot of playback. Early on it might, but people going back and listening to the song again and again, it's kind of saying the same message, and it's not something a lot of us can relate to. I think it means a lot for Drake and a lot for maybe some Drake stans to hear him talking about his kid like that. But once this whole kid thing rolls over for a little while and it's obvious that he has a child, I don't think that part's really going to be like, damn, this is awesome. I think it was cool because Pusha T made it cool because he called him out on it, and it was like, oh, damn, he's got a kid. What does he have to say about this kid? If it would have came out of nowhere and Pusha never said anything, I think it still would have been cool, but not as cool. So I think Pusha hyped that one up. Now that the hype's died down, I don't think that song's gonna get as much playback. I think some of the top songs on the album, I think you got to go Emotionless. That one's just gonna stick because of the social media aspect of his second verse on there. That one's gonna stick. It's as simple as that. And then just going down more, the Talk Up with Jay-Z, I think that one's going to stick. That one's going to play on me a little more. Nonstop seems like it's a huge song right now. If you watched my review, I didn't really like it off of first listen, but now that I'm going back and listening to it, he does have some bars in there that just went over my head that I thought were pretty cool. They're a little subtle. They're nothing crazy, but I think they were good. Summer Games is going to be another song of the summer, maybe later on, but that's going to be a great song. I like Sandra's Rose a lot. I think that might be my favorite song, possibly Emotionless, on the whole project. I also like Elevate personally. I think that That's kind of like elevate. It's like when he got into it, the album for me at least, that third song, and then it went to Emotionless, and I was like, I like this a lot. And there's 25 songs, 22 new ones, so I'm still forgetting them. I've only listened to most of them twice, a couple of them 3 times. The ones I listened to 3 times, I listed already. The other song, oh, Blue Tint, I said that already. I like that one a lot. I like the change up, like Future in it. So that was great. But that's just my piece on it. I still say it's a 7 out of 10. I still think it's long, but I think it's a better project off of second and third listen. And the more it wears and grows on you, I think it's just going to get even better. Because all of Drake's music, it sounds very clear. 40's good at making Drake sound distinct when he's talking about whatever he's rapping about or singing about. He sounds very clear and crisp. So that music just always stays in your head. It's like watching a movie or watching a YouTube video or something, and if there's high quality, like 4K quality or better, or 4K around that quality, I don't know if there's anything better, you're more attracted to it. Even if it's not as good content, you're just more attracted to it. That's kind of how Drake sounds and how 40 makes his beats and all that. So it is good. I thought 40 on the project was great. The underwater aspect of some of those beats that kind of really got you in your R&B feeling that only 40 can really get that detailed with. I thought he was very good. He's always crisp on these. I mean, he had some other producers on Nonstop and some of the other beats, and I thought that was good. I'm missing the Metro beat. I know this wasn't probably going to be a Metro Boomin type album, but there was a couple on there that he could have done a beat for or got on them. He had 25 songs to spare. I mean, get Metro on one of them, man. Let's go. That's just my final thoughts. I wanted to get on camera quick. This just came through my head. I wasn't even planning on doing this, and just say, okay, these are my final peace and blessings on this after I did the review yesterday, because I felt like I was getting just a little heavy with it. So that's my thoughts on it. Still a 7 out of 10. Overall, concise album, a little long. If you shorten that and concise it, Drake, I thought it would have been 9 out of 10, even better. It would have been a very good album because there's very good songs on there, as there should be when you have 25 songs. I guess the hard part is concising them down, which he didn't. He just left a lot on there. Fair game. We got a lot of music. You can't complain about having a lot of music. That's all. That's my piece. Thank you guys. Let me know what you guys think about my final reviews. What is your guys' final reaction to this whole Drake thing now that it's kind of blown over a little bit? It'll still be up there for a couple weeks just because it's Drake, but let me know what you guys think. Like this video if you enjoyed it. I'm going to start top 10 Thursdays starting this Thursday. It's going to be top 10. So stay forward to see what this top 10 is. I already have the topic filled out for this week and possibly next week. Those are going to drop every Thursday. Hit the subscribe button. Share this if you liked it. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Peace.